Hi all, it's me Anne from Geeks of Green and I'm glad to meet you in yet another video. Today I will talk about a few plants that I spoke about some time back, 5 months ago to be precise. I put a video of some cuttings that I propagated and I placed in different media. And in that video I did promise you all that I will do an update of what happens to the plants that I've propagated, if they've survived, if they've not, or if they've grown, thrived. So I will tell you all that in today's video. Watch till the very end and I hope you enjoy this video. So 5 months before, I had first taken 4 cuttings and put them in water propagation. So those 4 cuttings were the Cissus discolor, Achinanthus, and the Ficus deltoida, and my Philodendron irubescens ruby. Now out of the 4 cuttings, only one survived. The one that survived was the Philodendron irubescens ruby. It is alive, but the rest of them didn't survive. When I look back, I can tell you that the Cissus discolor died in just a few days. It just didn't root. But the deltoida and the Achinanthus, they grew roots, but eventually died because probably I didn't transfer them into another media or something like that. So anyway, I knew that the Achinanthus was a very difficult to propagate plant. I will try again and I'll keep you posted probably on Instagram. Keep your eyes peeled on my account. I will start posting more content about my propagations over there as well. The next plants that I propagated were in a pot of soil, and these were small cuttings that I took from vining plants. I took 2 plants, that is the Syndapsis pictus plant, which is the silver satin pothos, and the next one I took was the money plant, the Epipremnum aurum. So now what happened is the Syndapsis pictus is doing really well. Not really well, it's growing slow, it's rooted, and it's still alive. The cuttings are alive. But the Epipremnum aurum is absolutely missing. However, I searched for it and I finally found it. It's nestled right here next to my Hydraceum Brazil. And it's been growing quite well, so I'm very happy looking at it. Now I had taken a cutting from my Philodendron Hydraceum Brazil. Some parts of it were non-variegated and some parts were variegated. Some were reverting back. So I cut it and I put it in separate pots. One was with variegation, one was without variegation. Both of the cuttings have survived. They're growing slow and steady. You can see the one without variegation is right here. And it is growing okay. The one with variegation is right here. That also is growing decent. Okay, but not too much of variegation. So I had taken 2 peditum cuttings and put them in soil. I don't remember who I have given this next peditum cutting to. I think it's to my friend. I will have to ask her. But this one is there with me. I kept one, I remember. One I have definitely given either to my mom or to my friend. I'm not sure. So this one has survived. It's growing really well, steadily in soil. The aerial roots are all sinking into the soil and you can see there are new leaves. The plant is growing well. I'm happy. All these plants that I kept are in artificial light. As you all know, I do not have direct sunlight coming here. So it's all artificial light, tube lights and different types of bulbs. That's all that they have got and they've rooted and they are surviving pretty okay. I had put this one Morrisemi cutting in this small pot of granulates. It's growing steadily, though it's completely neglected. I had kept it in my balcony. You can see that one cutting is completely dried up and the water is also gone. The reservoir is empty. So this shows that this has been neglected, but the plant is okay. It's stunted, but it is alive. So this is how the granulates have survived. If probably I had taken more care of it, it would have grown better. The next plant that I will talk about is the Philodendron irubescens, and I had taken a cutting, put it in a ceramic pot, and this plant was huge. The cutting was huge. So I sent it to my mom-in-law's house and it has been growing really well there. It's been thriving, spreading out. The leaves didn't die. So I had expected that the leaves would all die down because it didn't have a root system to support those big leaves. But I had forgotten about the aerial roots that were there. So the aerial root sustained the cutting and it has been thriving. So I'm really happy with that one. It's growing really well. Now I will talk about the Monstera alboborsigiana cuttings that I took, the 6 cuttings that I took, and I'm sure you've been waiting for this part of the video. Now out of the 6 cuttings that I took, 3 didn't survive and 3 survived. It's really sad that I lost a few cuttings, but I'll tell you the story behind them. The first 2 cuttings that died were my soil propagations. Ideally, the soil propagation should have survived because I have experience with it in the past. Soil propagations of such healthy plants and good cuttings do survive without issue. But the reason that they died is I had given them to my mummies, Jake's mom and my mom. And the thing is, they couldn't care for it because of some reasons, and because of not knowing how to care for it. I should have rooted it and then given it to them. Anyway, I made a mistake there, but those cuttings sadly didn't survive. So I have learned a lesson from this is I must not give unrooted cuttings to people who are not very comfortable with caring for plants or who are not experienced with caring for plants as much. So always root your cuttings before you hand them over to somebody. This is what I learned from this experience, because the ones that I gave without rooting them didn't make it. So it's better to get them to root and then you distribute. Those were the non-variegated leaves, so I cannot give you my opinion on it much. I do not know how it would have ideally done under good care and supervision. Now, the one that I put in sphagnum moss also didn't make it. It kind of rotted. So sphagnum moss didn't work out for me. So I would not recommend sphagnum moss because it didn't work for me. I'm sure it must work for many of you. But the one that worked the best was the ones that I put in leca. They have been growing steadily, throwing new leaves and really flourishing. Now what happened with these 2 cuttings is I had gone on a vacation for about 2 weeks and my plants suffered a little lack of light. Though I had somebody coming and watering them, the plants didn't have enough light and the leaves, the white leaves, started crisping up. So that is the sad part about the leca ones. But if I was there consistently providing it with light, water, nutrients, I'm sure these plants would have been growing really well. So I would definitely recommend leca propagation, especially for plants like monsteras and philodendrons. There was one last cutting that I put in water. The one that is in water also survived, but strangely, the leaves are extremely small because it's not getting enough nutrients. And I plan to put it in leca now. I was waiting till I do this video for you guys so that I can show you how it is turned out. And then I can probably move it into leca where it will grow like the other 2. So this is my update of all the cuttings that I showed you. I also had thrown some begonia cuttings in a pot of water. I have added leca to that and it's growing consistently. That pot has become like a pot where I just put some cuttings randomly and it's just growing wild. I'm not getting the time to get into it and separate it and put it in the right media. So that is something that is happening. So here's all my update. I hope you are encouraged to propagate more of your plants and that you can have fun propagating them. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and it encourages you to go and propagate more plants and have fun propagating them and enjoy the process. And I wish you all the best in all your propagations, that they may all succeed. I hope to see you very soon in another video. Till then, stay green.